So you've had a lot of ups and downs with your ex and you've been in no contact before, and now you're wondering how many times does no contact actually work? In other words, if I've done it before and I do it again, is she going to respond to that? And even though I've been doing this for the last 4 years and I've worked with many, many people in these situations, I don't have an established number of how many times it actually works, but I can tell you the following. So the first thing is we're all humans and we all respond to stimulus and emotion. And when you go no contact, that person misses you. And when you go no contact, that person starts to get curious about you. Even if they've been in no contact before, okay, they still miss you and they're still curious about you when they're not hearing from you. Moreover, if they're starting to get the opinion that maybe you moved on or you're dating other women or whatever, or other dudes, if you're a girl watching this, they're going to feel that competition anxiety of, the fact that they could lose you to these other people. And that's also going to push them to start to reach out. Now, when people are feeling these emotions like the fear of loss and curiosity and there's, loneliness and all these things, they don't consciously know the reasons why. If you've gone no contact as a strategy to try to reattract them, they don't know that that's what you're doing. And that's one of the reasons why it works, because you're not showing your cards and saying, hey, we're going into no contact now. By the way, if you did that, that's a mistake. You're simply removing your attention because you've got other things to focus on the best they know. So if you started to move on, in reality, you'd probably notice that, that person probably came back to you and started messaging you, starting to see what's up with you. Maybe if you won the lottery, you wouldn't be so concerned about your relationship problems. You would be naturally moving on to the next chapter of your life with your newfound yacht, and they would get curious about what's going on in your life. Likewise, if you met some new girl or some new guy and you were spending time with that person, again, you wouldn't be so much concerned about your ex, and your ex would come out of the woodwork, surprise, and message you. So there's not necessarily a limit to how many times no contact can work, but again, they're not thinking about it in their head as though a strategy is being put on them. It is true that if you've let somebody down time and time and time again, you haven't worked on communication, you haven't worked on cooperation, you have a very toxic dynamic between you two, people can lose hope. And I don't want that for you, and I'm going to hope that that's not the case for you, okay? But at the end of the day, even if that has happened, you can only give it your best shot and try no contact anyway, because that's all you can do after a breakup, and see if they'll come back around. So if you're literally standing on your last leg, try no contact anyway, because if you go and seek after that person's attention who's broken up with you, it's not going to work. You are going to be met with resistance, so stay no contact. Now, if you want to ask me about your unique situation, you can click on my profile, click the link in there, and tell me about your situation, and I'll give you some advice moving forward on how to fix the situation.